This is Mark, and it's chapter 10 and verse 28, and we're going to go to verse 34. Peter began to say to him, "Behold, we have left everything and followed you." Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, there is no one who has left house or brothers or sisters or mother or father or children or farms for my sake and for the gospel's sake, but that he will receive 100 times as much now in the present age, houses and brothers and sisters and mothers and children and farms, along with persecutions, and the age to come eternal life. But many who are first will be last, and the last first." They were going on the road up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking ahead of them, and they were amazed, and those who followed him were fearful. And again he took the 12 aside and began to say to them what was going to happen to him, saying, "Behold, we are going to go up to Jerusalem. The Son of Man will be delivered to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death, and they will hand him over to the Gentiles. They will mock him and spit on him, and scourge him and kill him. And 3 days later he will rise again." So Jesus is, I think it's the second time Jesus speaks of his death and resurrection to his disciples. But do you see how this comes right on the back of the rich young ruler and Jesus saying to Peter, "Listen, no one who has given up house or brothers or sisters or mother or father or children or farms for my sake and for the gospel's sake, but that he will receive 100 times as much now in this present age." And Jesus then comes and said, "Look, follow my example. I'm going up to Jerusalem," and it says they were amazed, and those who followed were fearful. And I just looked it up on Bible Hub as to what those Greek words means. It means when it says they were amazed, they were dumbfounded. They were amazed. They were kind of shocked. "Jesus, what are we doing? Where are we going next, Jesus?" "Oh, we're going up to Jerusalem, and they're going to kill me there. They're going to mock me. They're going to flog me. They're going to kill me there." And they kind of didn't really understand that part, but they knew there was danger in Jerusalem. They were amazed that they were going up, and it says, "And those who followed were fearful." I'm sure they were thinking to themselves, "I love you, Jesus. I'm following you. I want to hear everything that you have to say. But Jerusalem, if I'm associated with you, I'm not sure what will happen to me." They were fearful. And he takes the 12 aside and he says, "We're going to Jerusalem, and they're going to hand me over to the Gentiles." So that would be the Sanhedrin would hand him over to the Gentiles, who would be the Romans, who had power to crucify any miscreants in the areas of their jurisdiction. And it says they will mock him and spit on him, and they will kill him. And Jesus, if you like, he's giving up everything. In Philippians 2 it says how he humbled himself as a man. He humbled himself as a servant. He humbled himself to death on the cross. He gave up everything. He gave up, really, he knew that his friends, his disciples, were going to leave him and were going to run away. He was ready. He is the forerunner of our faith. And as the forerunner, he was the one who first gave up family. He was the first who gave up all of his friends, all of his support, because they ran away. He gave up his life. He let them take him and nail him to a cross. And as they were doing it, he didn't open his mouth, but they mocked him. Even the criminals who were on either side of him mocked him. It was a terrible death for anybody, and Jesus gave it all up. And in Hebrews it says, "For the joy that was set before him." He knew that he was giving up all of these things, but he knew what he would receive. For the joy that was set before him, he despised it. He went to the cross because he knew he was going to receive a bride and a kingdom. And he was going to receive hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of people who would follow him and walk with him in this age over the next 2,000 years, and who knows how long to come when he finally comes back for his bride.